Alright guys, Zinc here, welcome back to the channel for another Dislyte video, and in this one we are going to be talking about what is basically PvP. We're going to be talking about point war. Okay, that's something where someone like myself who has maybe gone a little bit deeper in the game than I'd like to admit, should hopefully do quite well in, as I have got a range of characters that I can use in here to hopefully give myself a little bit of an advantage. But before we actually do some attacking, I'm going to go over some of the basics so that those of you who maybe haven't ventured forward into this will know a little bit more about how to actually tackle this mode. Some maybe strategies that you might be able to apply yourself, and it might help you get some better points in the point war. Now, first off, you need to get to level 18 before you can open point war. So really, until you've done that, you're not going to be able to do this. So get yourself through the story, start pushing that level, and you will unlock point war, and you'll be able to get in here and actually start taking on other members of the Dislyte community. So, point war. Couple of things to go over first of all, okay? You've got a dedicated shop in here, okay? So if you look at the top of my screen, you will see I've got these blue crystals, which are your supply vouchers. You get these by winning. You actually get some as well by losing, but you get them predominantly larger amount by winning in this point war, okay? Now, this is a currency for its own shop, and as you can see, I've already bought the legendary album out of here. That's the one that I would probably recommend going for first, because obviously you can get legendary Starmon by leveling them yourself, but the ones that I've bought, the legendary Abelman, they are a little bit harder to come by. So personally, I would recommend probably using your currency on them first of all, and obviously they do reset every time the shop is finished. So this one ends in 2 days, and if you've saved up enough currency, you'll be able to buy another one of them. So it's definitely worth doing this, okay? So that's the currency you get for taking on these battles. What you want to do when you start out though is you want to set up your defense team. Now, I'm actually using the same defense team as I'm using an attack team, okay? Now obviously this isn't going to apply to everyone, but I'm going to talk about my defence team anyway, and kind of why I'm using them, okay? Now, first of all, in the captain's slot, I have got Tai. The only reason I've got her in that slot, to be completely honest, is because of this ability where she's given all allies 25% speed, meaning that my characters are more likely to go first, okay? Now, I used to have an attack boost in there, but I found that switching to speed is a lot more efficient, because if you can go first, and if you've got characters who are going to apply debuffs and buffs to your team, it's going to be a bit more beneficial for you to be going before the enemy, okay? Now, I've got Gabrielle on here, and mainly she's on here because, well, I mean, mainly she's on here because she's awesome, but this is why when you start out, she is going to go fast for me because of how I got her set up. With her equipment as well, I've also got her giving a shield to the rest of the team. So she starts out by giving the team a shield. Not only that, she also gives them defense up, and she grants them immunity. Now, immunity is quite important because a lot of people start out with characters who try and freeze you, who try and stun you. Having that immunity stops that from happening, meaning that if they have used that strategy, I can counter that straight away, and I can basically continue to attack because of a combination of my gear and obviously her own built-in attacks, okay? Now, I mean, I could, if I wanted to, run another another legendary unit on this team, but to be honest, I actually really like Mona. I know some people maybe think that she's just an early game character, you might want to ditch her at the earliest opportunity, but if you've got her with Hades gear and you've got her counter attack gear, she can do a lot for your team. She can do a lot of mob damage, and she can also hit extra attacks. I mean, because of the way her counter attack works, she can do multiple attacks off the back of a counter attack, and I do think that Mona is a very solid option. Now, obviously, I've also got Li Ling on here as DPS. Li Ling is an absolute monster, and he works really, really well in PvP. So I've got him on my defence team for that reason. Him alone can take out an entire squad that's attacking you. So Li Ling is a very good unit to have on there. And I've got Donor on here as my sort of a tanky type unit, and also because his passive of Thundercrack is absolutely fantastic. I need to get that a bit more levelled, but obviously that'll come over time. So that is my defence team, and that is why I'm running them the way I am. Now, I had actually used all of my attack tokens for the day, but just for the sake of this video, I did spend some diamonds to get a refresh so that I can show you in action how this team actually operates, okay? So, jumping in here, we'll see how they got on. This should be pretty quick. Because of how the team's set up, I know how this is going to play out. She's going to go first. Like I said before, she's now going to grant defense up and immunity to everyone on my team. And basically from here on out, it's a win. I can tell you right away, it's already going to be a win. Pretty much done there. Let's see, any status effects cast, they've all resisted it as expected. And this hopefully should be the kill. It is the kill. So you can see there the strategy is basically make sure Gabrielle goes first, you know, so that's why I have switched to speed. Like I say, I used to have Li Ling as my leader for attacking, but the speed strategy is something that definitely works pretty well. So we'll go here, and this is actually a perfect example. So if you look here, basically on this setup, they've tried to run something fairly similar, okay? Now, on their squad, he'd be given the speed boost so that everybody can go a little bit faster, okay? But he would also be casting a spell that would freeze half your team, that can be fairly crippling if you're not going fast enough. So hopefully, yep, I get to go first. She's going to cast immunity. Now you're going to see here that immunity is going to come in clutch. Okay. What we'll do is we'll just attack you. Now they've still got immunity, so he's going to try and freeze everyone. It's going to fail because I've got resistance, and now I can clean up on the battle. So I'm going to just flick on auto now because it's pretty much done at this point anyway. So as you can see, for the strategy that I'm going for, I feel like speed is the absolute key to this, because when you are out there, you're at risk, you know. If you are letting them go before you, you are at risk of dying, and you don't really want to put yourself in that position if you can avoid it. So I found that speed is more important than attack and defense in this scenario, okay? So like I say, as you can see with my setup here, we should finish it. This one took a little bit longer. That person had quite a good setup there. I thought it would have been done a little bit quicker, so I was kind of filling time just a little bit to talk about it. But we did get it done. I'm going to do another one. I mean, I can't leave that. I can't. It's easy. It's 3 points. I mean, come on. You can't expect me not to take 3 points when they're sitting on the table. So we'll just very quickly take the 3 points from this one. What am I going to do? I mean, I'm not going to refresh and just walk away from points that are just lying on the table begging for me to take them. We'll do this, and then we'll find an actual proper enemy. Now, one of the other things that you'll notice as we are going through here, because I'm on a streak, you'll notice that instead of just getting 10 points, I'm getting additional points. That is something that is basically built up by your win streak, okay? So if we go forward here, you'll see that if I was to die, I would lose that, and I would lose those additional points. So let's see if we can find a hard team. There's more 3 points. There's more 3 points. Right, clearly this is going to be the one that we're going to go for, and I'll take the 3 points after this video is done. So, as you can see up there, obviously I have a stronger team, which is going to play in my advantage, okay? All it wins, let's just say. But the strategy is still sound. I mean, if I get to go first, which I do, I'm now immune to their status effects. I can basically now just hit auto. I don't even need to worry about doing this manually. And basically, we will just absolutely clean up here. Should maybe finish this here. No, we didn't finish it, but there you go. Okay, and that's it. So, for me, the key to this is speed. Point war. Use speed, have good characters who are going to provide you with buffs, whether it be attack up, defense up, attack down, all of those things. If you can cast them onto the opponent before they have a chance to attack you, then you have a very good chance of winning the battle. So anyway guys, that's Point War. If you want to know more about Point War, make sure you ask me in the comments down below. And that's it for this one. There'll be plenty more Dislyte videos on the channel, but for now, I'll catch you in the next one, dudes. Peace out, and I'll see you later.